All right, everybody. It is Saturday night. It's about 8:55 p.m. It's been a relatively uneventful few weeks on TikTok for me, Hawk. So, who wants to get in trouble? Earlier today, there was an absolutely horrific attack, for lack of a better word, in Colorado, where a man apparently threw several Molotov cocktails at a group of people who were demonstrating. It was a pro-Israeli demonstration. From the news, everything I'm saying is just based on news reports that I've seen. I'm not a journalist. I am not a reporter. Much like every other creator on this app, we are not journalists. We are not reporters, except for V. I feel like V is a journalist. She's a reporter. And I give her props for that because I think she's earned it. But I've seen the reports about this horrific story out of Colorado where a man, and I've seen some photos of him, he just looks like a fucking white guy, threw a bunch of Molotov cocktails at a group of people who were engaging in their constitutional right to protest in favor of or on behalf of the country and government and military of Israel, and in favor of return of all Israeli hostages who are held by Hamas and, other related Islamic groups. Two things. One, I 100% support, well, several things. I 100% support the return of all hostages being held by Hamas and its associated groups. I condemn Hamas for what they did on October 7th, 2023. They are not freedom fighters. They are a terrorist organization. And every member of Hamas deserves to be eradicated from the face of the planet. It appears that 6 or 7 Americans were killed in this attack in Colorado. And that is horrific. And my thoughts, my prayers, my grief, my condolences go out to them and members of their family. All of that having been said, I am noticing a bit of a disparity in news coverage. Coverage of this event has been nonstop, so it's 9 p.m. on Sunday evening. Coverage of this attack, these murders in Colorado, has been nonstop on all of the major cable news channels for the last 7 or 8 hours. I have not seen similar coverage over recent days of the bombings inside the Gaza Strip of refugee camps filled with people living in tents, of elementary schools where hundreds of elementary school children have been murdered by the Israeli government and the Israeli military. I have not seen similar coverage in recent days denoting the fact that I think it's 90 or 95% of the buildings inside the Gaza Strip have been either destroyed or damaged to the point where they need to be razed. And this is just an observation. It's not a judgment in any way, shape, or form. The only thing that seems to garner this level of coverage is when it's an attack on Zionists, as opposed to an attack on Palestinian women and children and elderly and teenagers inside the Gaza Strip. Those, the absolute abject slaughter of those people doesn't seem to garner the same level of American media coverage as an attack on Zionists who are allegedly in favor and supportive of this wholesale slaughter of civilians, but our media doesn't want to cover that. But when there's an attack on people within the United States who support murdering 50, 60, 70, 80,000 women and children simply because of how they were born and where they were born, our media doesn't give this level of coverage to that. Again, I'm not casting aspersions. I'm not making any judgments. I'm just simply making an observation. That reminds me of the other thing that I wanted to say. Anti-Zionism and Anti-Semitism, as I said in a TikTok last week, Anti-Zionism and Anti-Semitism are not the same thing. They are two different things. They are two very different things. I am not anti-Semitic at all. I am very, very, very much anti-Zionist. I have been for many, 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 many years. And those beliefs that I hold, that I have a constitutional right to express on social media or wherever the fuck else I want to express those beliefs, have been reinforced in recent days as I make my way through the book, The 100-Year War Against Palestine, written by Rashid Khalidi. It's an incredible book, and I recommend that everybody read it. But again, anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism are two very, very, very different things. And just because you're anti-Zionist does not mean that you're anti-Semitic, despite what, that's right, Zionists would have everyone else believe. And I just can't, again, it's like I can't help notice the disparity in round-the-clock, dedicated news coverage of an attack on Zionists versus Zionists engaging in the wholesale slaughter of tens of thousands of civilian Palestinian women, children, school-aged children, toddlers, and babies. Literal babies. We all saw the silhouette of that young, very, very young girl trying to escape the flames a few days ago. If you support that, fuck you.